Good morning, sir. Or now, or tackle about the different techniques of interrogation. First is direct approach. Direct approach. This is the simplest technique where the interrogator straightforwardly asks the subject questions without any manipulative tactics. It relies on the subject willingness to cooperate and provide information. As interrogator, maghatag lang ka or mag-throw lang ka direct questions sa iya, then naka-realize na sa subject o mahatag ba siya sa mo-cooperate ba siya sa imong gipangutana, because it is all about the willingness of the subject o mahatag ba siya sa og information. Next, we proceed to the read technique. This is one of the most well-known and controversial technique in interrogation. It's a confrontation phase. The interrogator accuses the suspect of the crime and present evidence, sometimes real or sometimes fabricated. Mag-throw question ang interrogator, asking question, mag-accuse na ikaw ang suspect, then mag-present na siya ikaw, present siya evidence, even this is a real evidence or kanang fabricated. When si fabricated, kanang manipilit lang siya or dili ba siya sa as tinuod jud or real evidence. Then the interrogator offers explanation or the themes that minimize the more blame on the suspect. Example, you did it because you were angry, right? Mong i-kuan siya ba, kuan nimo i-convince na nabuhat mong puto nimo tungod kay ani mga anang rason. That is then handing the analysis, the suspect the analysis are cut off and the interrogator pressures the suspect to accept responsibilities.
So, good day, sir. So, I'm going to continue the discussion of the K interrogation techniques. So, let's go to the number 3. The cognitive interviewing. So, they're primarily used with witnesses and victims. This technique is designed to enhance memory recall. The interviewer encourages the subject to recreate the event's context in their mind, recall details in different orders, and focus on all senses like sights, sounds, and smells. It is non-confrontational and seeks to maximize the amount of accurate information retrieved from subjects' memory. So, when we see cognitive interviewing, it is a method used in interviews, especially with witnesses, to help them remember more details about an event. It works by helping people mentally go back to the time and place of the event, ask them to describe everything they remember, even if it seems unimportant, and look at the event from different angles or perspective. So next we have a peace model. So, an ethical, non-coercive method developed in the UK and now widely used around the world. So, P stands for planning and preparation. The interrogator plans the interview thoroughly. E, we have engage and explain. The suspect is made comfortable and the interviewer explains the purpose of the interview. Next, we have an A, account. The interviewer allows the subject to provide their version of events without interruption. Next, we have a C, closure. The interviewer summarizes the conversation and ensures everything is covered. And last, we have an A, evaluate. The information obtained is evaluated after the interview. So when we say peace model, emphasize gathering accurate information in a respectful, ethical, and non-confrontational way, avoiding the use of pressure or manipulation.
Hello sir, good morning. I am Jan Marquidol. The topic that I discuss number 5, good cops and bad cop. Involves two interrogators adopting opposite roles. One acts aggressive or hostile, bad cop, while the other is sympathetic and understanding, good cop. So ang bad cops nag-adapt siya og aggressive manners, yahang hadlokon ang suspect para moamin, while the other is sympathetic, naa siya simpatya ra ang good cops. This contrast is involves kan psychological pressure the suspect to cooperate with the good cop who appears more lenient. So the contrast is focus niya is kanang ipa-psychological pressure niya ang suspect to cooperate para maamin siya. while ang good cop is who appears more lenient to Halo ra siya, wala siya laing kon kalmado ra kay ang good cops. So next, maximization and minimization. Maximization, the interrogator exaggerate the severity of the crime or the evidence against the suspect. It includes aggressive tactics like intimidations and suggesting severe consequences. So ang maximizations involve siya og intimidations, pagpanghadlok, suggesting severe consequences, like iya mag-suggest sa mga dako nga consequences iyang hadlokon ng suspect para moamin siya sa iyang gibuhat. So next, minimizations, the interrogator downplays the crime, suggesting it wasn't as serious or that the suspect may have understandable motives. The aim is to make confession seems like the best options. So sa minimizations, kuan lang siya, i-downplay ra niya ang crime. So ang aim niya diri is to make confessions. So aim niya makakuha og confession sa suspect nga dili ra kayo kuan, di ra kay price sa maximization nga gamitag pagpanghadlok. So that's all, thank you.
Good day everyone. I'm here to discuss to you about the deceptive techniques, use of false evidence. First is the interrogator presents false evidence. For example, claiming DNA was found at the scene or there's an eyewitness which can lead the suspect to feel cornered and confess. It means na ako ni gaingon nga kanang the DNA found sa pinangyarihan or may nakasaksi. While in some places, this method is controversial because it can result in false confessions. Pwede siya mahimong sayop na pag amin or na false evidence. Next is the emotional appeal. The interrogator appeals the suspect emotions like guilt, shame, or empathy. For instance, the interrogator may try to elicit feelings of remorse or appeal to the suspect desire to protect someone else. Emotional appeal means ang the interrogator is may appeal to the suspects for their emotions like guilty or shame, like kaulaw. For example, pwede subukan ng interrogator nga it can cause nga pagmahay or remorse sa gusto sa suspect na protect or nga maprotektahan sa laing tao. That's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, this is my assigned topic. I am Carmijan Tipornia in Base Crime 3D. My topic is accusatory approach. The interrogator firmly accuses the suspect of the crime, presenting it as an undeniable fact. This tactic is used to psychologically pressure the subject into admitting guilt. Kasi we call undeniable. It is hindi mo ikaila. And the next, we know all. This technique involves the interrogator pretending to know everything about the crime, already pressuring the suspect to fill in details, since their role in the crime appears inevitable. Kaya siya mo'y nagpretend siya nga nahibaw-an niya tanan ang nahitabo nga crime.
Good day, sir. I am Renal G. Esalon from Base Cream 3D. This is my assigned topic, silent technique. The interrogator use long periods of silence after asking a question. The silence obtained makes the subject uncomfortable and they may feel it by offering additional information. Fear-up technique. The interrogator attempts to induce fear in the subject by describing the consequence or implying that something bad will happen unless they cooperate.